From Anshe Sfard Beth El Emeth Congregation, it's time to take 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of Parshat Pinechas, Musaf, the nature of a special day. We know that the end of the Parsha of Pinechas discusses the Musafim, all the extra sacrifices that would be brought when they came to the land of Israel, with all the libations thereof and all the meal offerings, the menachot, sachim, different wine libations, which they would bring on the altar, hopefully eventually in the Beit HaMikdash itself. Musafim. So when do you have a Musaf? You have a Musaf on a special day. But you'll notice that the Torah, rather than describing having all the special days, Shabbat, Rosh Chodesh, Pesach, Shavuot, Sukkot, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, rather than describing them separately, it describes them as an attachment to the Korban HaTamid, to the daily offering. As a matter of fact, at the end of every section, it always says, Al Olat HaTamid. Yes, that whatever sacrifice is brought as the additional service, it's always in Milvad Olat HaTamid, in addition to the daily offering. Milvad Chatat HaKurim V'Olat HaTamid, Milvad Olat HaTamid. It always says whatever is brought, it's in addition to the daily offering, to the constant offering every day and every night. So, for instance, if you ask a question on Shabbat, you have the two sheep from the regular offering, the morning and the afternoon. That's a regular day. On Shabbat, you also have Shnei Chvasim, you have another two sheep. So, is it that there's on Shabbat, you have a regular day, plus there's two more offerings that are brought, or no? On Shabbat, there are four offerings. It's double. Just like you have double loaves, you have the Lechem Mishnah, 2 loaves of bread. So too, you have double sacrifices. Not one, but two. The Musaf and the Tamid go together. Al Olat Tamid, they go together, they come together. This relates to the question of what is the nature of a special day. Let's say it's your birthday, right? So when it's your birthday, so then is it a regular day, plus it's also a special day on top of that. You have the regular day, you wake up, ho-hum, but on top of that it's a special day. Or no, the special day changes the nature of the day, and it's completely different. Is that celebration, is it compounded? Is it put on top of the regular day, changing the day into something different? The 2 extra sheep change the original sheep so that it becomes 4 sheep and something new, or no, the regular sheep are there like regular, and then the additional sheep make it a different kind of day. In other words, how do we think of special days? Is it just that, well, let's say Pesach. Pesach is a regular day, but in addition to that, you have the Paschal Lamb, and you have the daily offerings, the Musafim. So I think it's very interesting to ponder that. The notion that there is a certain constancy, a certain baseline that's for every day, and we sort of add other things to it, seems to suggest that the Torah is telling us an important lesson, that no, a special day is not totally out of the ordinary. It remains on the baseline of, and it adds to the nature of a regular day. Then there's an interesting discussion which came up not long ago in the Daf Yomi, the daily page, and it's a Mishnah in chapter 7 of Yuma, Mishnah number 3, and it's found here on the Gemara on page 70a, Ayin Amud Aleph. And the question is, there are all these different offerings special for Yom Kippur, which are not Musaf, they're special for Yom Kippur. And then there's the Musaf things. So it's a long day. It's one of the most active days in the temple. So you have the morning offering. There's going to be an afternoon offering. You got to throw in the Yom Kippur offerings that are special, chapter 16, Parshat Achrimot. You got to throw all that stuff in. It's a very elaborate ceremony, scapegoat and all that. And then there's the Musaf, the special offerings for Yom Kippur, like any day. Like Rosh Hashanah, there are extra offerings. As we said, on Shabbat, there are 2 extra sheep. On Rosh Chodesh, you have the 7 extra sheep and all that. So where do you put them? Do you do the morning offering and then right away go right to the Musaf? Or no, you do the morning offering, and then you got to get to the Yom Kippur stuff after all, and then later you'll do the Musaf next to the afternoon offering. This question seems to relate to the question of what is the Musaf? Is the Musaf more connected to the morning offering, like you wake up in the morning and there's this extra thing, or no, you can do it in the afternoon. You have a whole day; it's a regular day. You do the morning offering. You don't do anything. And then later in the day, there's the additional offering, meaning that it's a special day is a regular day. At the end of the day, you also throw in the special nature of the day, close to Mincha. This question relates also to the timing of the Musaf. You know, in the Mishnah and Brachos, you have a debate between Rabbi Yehuda and the sages. Rabbi Yehuda says that the daily offering is only brought until 1 o'clock. And the other rabbis say, no, you can bring it all day. If you say the Musaf is all day, it could be later. It doesn't have to be brought immediately. You don't have to bring out the specialness of that day immediately. If you say it's only until 1 o'clock, it means that in the morning hours of the day, that special day, you've got to get in that Musaf. The Musaf, you have to designate it and indicate it right away. So this question as to whether it's part of the morning or it's part of the afternoon service relates to this question of can you just start the day, is it a regular day and then later you have the extra things? Or is it a special day to begin with? That a special day is special from the very beginning. So the question is, how should we think about life in general and its relationship to special days? Some people live their whole lives, looking forward to the vacation days, the special days that are coming up, the holiday that's coming up, the time you're going to go visit so-and-so, you're going to do a cruise, you're going to go to a special place. And what's that relationship of that to a regular day? Is it sort of like that the regular day is nothing and that's your big dream? I think the Torah is trying to tell us that you have to kind of have a baseline, that every day sort of has certain sameness to it, and that we should make those special days sort of integrated into a regular day, to recognize that in that special day, there's a regular day hiding in there. What does that mean? That every regular day could become a special day. That every day there is something special. There's no such thing really as holidays. This is not a holiday section. You say, is this a holiday section? Well, not really. It talks about the daily offering. So I don't want to say there's a holiday every day. I think it's the opposite. That there is a baseline, and even a holiday is not really a holiday. A holiday also is a regular day plus something additional. And I think the rabbis debated to the extent to which it's right away or later, whether you should really experience the holiday as being a regular day and then you experience it as being something special. But notice, every Shabbos, what do we do? Come in, what do? We do Shachris. And then later, and only later, do we do Musaf as if we're adding to it, but it still has that baseline of Shachris, of the morning offering, because the morning offering is still there. So I think this perhaps somewhat obtuse topic of the question of sacrifices, the nature of Musaf, is it part of the daily offering, not part of the daily offering? It's not just an abstract question. It relates to the question of what's the nature of a special day. And I think the Torah is suggesting that the nature of a special day is that at its baseline, every day should be the same. And even in a special day, at its core, you know what it is? It's a regular day. And we can make the most of every day. Baruch Hashem Yom Yom, as it says in the Psalms, we can bless God every single day. Thank you for joining us here at the Anshe Sfar Beth Elameth Congregation for our discussion of Parshat Pinechas. Join us each week for a discussion of the holidays and the how-to videos. And thanks to Jason Lefkowitz, our producer. Thank you.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein. To learn more, visit asb.org.